Nice to meet you. Bring this in so I can hear you.
Here we go.
And I love having just guests dropped on me with no context, so I
Yeah.
can find out everything about you.
Yeah, very
tell us
cool.
your name, where you're from, what you do, and
So
favourite colour.
Rafael Franco. So I'm the founder and director of Taxon Chain, which is a crypto-focused accounting firm.
Sweet.
And we've just launched Mortgage on Chain this weekend at AusCryptoCon. So it's a extension of our existing tax business, and it's focused on helping crypto investors find a mortgage. When they go for that first property or their second property.
Okay.
Very much a traditional mortgage brokering service, but tailored to the crypto investor.
So is that using, I guess, crypto as collateral for that loan or a deposit? Or?
Yeah, not quite. So a classic scenario that we would get is a client comes to us, they've say made $1 million in crypto. The next stage or phase is now to buy that property that they've been dreaming for, and crypto's allowed them to do that. They need to sell some of their crypto to fund that deposit, right?
Yep.
So there's a few things to consider. There's tax considerations.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll go through, with Taxon Chain, we'll go through a tax strategy, make sure when they sell down their crypto, they do it tax effectively.
Yep.
Or at least they know what tax bill they're going to have when they do sell that crypto. And that might involve considering a crypto-backed loan.
Okay.
So crypto-backed loans from a tax perspective can be quite effective because you're not selling the asset, you're borrowing against the asset, so no taxable event. And so a crypto-backed loan might be something they consider from a few of the providers here in Australia, and we'll go through a tax-effective strategy and show them what their tax outcome would be if they used a crypto-backed loan. So that's part of the process, considering that. And then once they've got their cash and they've figured out how to get that cash deposit, the next step is that mortgage brokering traditional service that everyone's sort of used to. We speak to 80 different lenders in the market, and obviously try to get the best loan that's suitable for their circumstance. So that's the new product or service offering that we're providing, and it's very much an extension to the Taxon Chain existing business.
Okay, so is it? Can you do just an advisory, or is it very white glove, so you can facilitate everything from the sale to filling out tax forms to getting you in touch with a broker
it's very much a end-to-end service. So every crypto investor's got tax issues to resolve.
That's true.
And so that's where they come to us first. They come to Taxon Chain, we'll sort out their tax returns, get everything in order. Property investors need to have their taxes in order. So if you're a crypto investor moving into property, you need to speak to a tax accountant and you need to speak to a mortgage broker. And so that's that process from filing your tax return to be able to apply for that bank loan. We're having that advisory session from the very beginning. And so the three outcomes that we're trying to achieve is
move this closer to you.
Three outcomes we're trying to achieve are we want our clients to retain as much crypto as they possibly can, which is great for the exchanges. We want to make sure when they do sell down their crypto, they do so tax effectively. And thirdly, getting a mortgage from the bank, we want to make sure that that's done as smoothly as possible. So that's basically the three outcomes we're trying to achieve. And,
sure.
I mean, the idea came from our own clients to set this business up. A lot of our tax clients were asking, do you have a crypto-friendly mortgage broker that can help me get that mortgage, get that loan to buy that house? And there's none that really exists in the market. A lot
that
of
is sorely missing. You mentioned crypto, even when going for my own home loan.
Yep.
I mentioned, they go, what assets have you got? I've got, I won't say how much, but in crypto, and they go, no, we can't put that in.
Yeah, it's actually not that daunting, but just saying crypto, they just sort of
say digital assets. That sometimes helps
digital
more.
asset helps. That's
crypto sounds like Dogecoin.
Exactly. You're in a meme coin or something like that. So, it's funny how professionals in the space, or not in the space, but professionals just out there, finance professionals, real estate, they're still scared of crypto and understanding crypto when it's when you've got BlackRock and these major institutions endorsing it. You would think that everyone would just, financial planners and advisors would just agree that it's a legitimate asset. Whether they are experts in it, that's different. But, ignoring it, it just sort of baffles me sometimes. So yeah, financial advisors, financial planners, a lot of them are still, I wouldn't say against, or some are obviously against crypto, but a lot of them just, they don't consider it a legitimate asset, even though the people that they listen to, such as your BlackRocks, are endorsing it. So there's still a gap.
So,
to fill.
What's your background? Are you an accountant by trade, or are you a crypto degenerate, or?
Yeah, so I'll tell you how we started. I got into crypto in 2017.
Yep, just like all of us. It's a
yeah,
magical
the class
year.
of 2017. That was I was still I was at uni. My mates were saying, we're on lunch break, in between classes, and they were like, oh, I just 3x my money in 3 days on Ethereum. And I was like, what is this? Well, yeah, I was like, what is this? Like, how can I make 3x my money? I'm at uni, I don't have much money. And it's funny, my first question to them was, are you reporting that on your tax return? Because I think that's a taxable event, and I'll always remember that. And that day...
So what were you studying again, sorry? Were you doing accounting?
I was studying, Bachelor of Business, majoring in HR, and a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in accounting. So
wow.
I was working...
Sucker for punishment.
Yeah, I was working part-time at an accounting firm at the time as well, so I was very curious about
What really shocks me is that you were doing all that and you still had friends. No,
yeah.
I'm joking.
All my friends are tax mates. Then, I was working at a traditional accounting firm, and I was the only one talking about crypto there, and then one of my colleagues got into crypto as well, basically at the same time, and we were the only ones at the firm that would talk about crypto. We're the crazy ones. We're trying to convince, our managers, all the other accountants, the advisors that, the cryptos are, a pretty cool and exciting thing. Around 2020, that was like around DeFi summer, 2019 DeFi summer. That's what really got me into crypto, and and that's when I knew I wanted to work in crypto. Okay. And we started offering tax services on the side. What was a side hustle became a business that's now got 13 employees. So that's how it sort of started.
Well done. What's the number one, pitfall that you see people fall into when, and we won't even talk about mortgages, but just holding, selling, trading crypto in general? Yeah,
probably the nightmares that we see is investors who will they'll make a lot of money early in the financial year. They've had a very, very profitable start to that financial year, and then they get wiped out.
Yep.
And they still hold on to their tokens, and they've created all these big taxable events, capital gains early in the year, and they've made a lot of losses on paper. That's the nightmare scenario, because they may have realised $1 million worth of profit earlier on, but they might be down. They might have been wiped down to zero, but they haven't sold their assets. So from a tax perspective, they've realised the capital loss, but they've got an unrealised. They've realised the capital gain, but they've got an unrealised capital loss.
Right.
And for taxes, you've got you can't offset unrealised losses against your realised gains. You've got to make sure you sell your losses to be able to offset your losses against your gains. So sometimes we've got someone who's made $1 million worth of taxable income, but they don't have the money to show for it to actually pay that tax debt off. So that's the nightmare scenario, and that's when you start discussing potential bankruptcy or pleading with the ATO to sort of give some sort of discretion and leniency to that situation where someone has not actually made the money. They made the money on and it's taxable, but they're really sitting on zero profit. So
that's interesting.
That sometimes is a bit of a sad a hard conversation to have with the client. When you say, you've got to pay 300 grand worth of tax and they've got nothing to show for it.
Wow. So I guess in your experience, do you see the tax man coming after your average DeFi flipper, or are they more interested? I mean, you can't speak for the ATO, obviously, but do you find the deeper pockets are more of a target?
Yeah, the high net worths definitely. There's a few red flags. Like the ATO knows that you're in crypto.
Yep.
They have that data from the exchanges, from Austrac. So that's all sort of tracked in a way. In terms of degens on DeFi, it is obviously a lot harder for the ATO to be aware of that activity. Usually where the red flags come about is when they cash out. They cash out, and they might be, classic scenarios. Someone's driving a Ferrari, they've got insurances linked to that Ferrari, which is linked to the taxation office. They know you've got a Ferrari, but in the last financial year, you've been posting $80,000 worth of taxable income. The ATO will see there's a mismatch between lifestyle and the taxable income, and that's when they'll be like, red flag, we're going to go and audit this taxpayer because we're missing something. So that's
I swear crypto's the only industry where you get a Ferrari and only make that much.
Ferrari, Lamborghini, Teslas are quite popular with the Bitcoiners, obviously.
Even dealers would still only buy an Audi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so I actually, from personal experience, back in the COVID days, I got heavy into DeFi, and during the, I think, 2021, 2022 financial year, I must have made in excess of 5,000 separate mini trades on a DEX.
Yeah.
And I was a good boy. I reported everything that I had to do, but I found a crypto tax accountant, and they just looked at my Excel spreadsheet of 430 something pages and just went, Jesus Christ. I'm like, all right, how do I tell the tax department that I sold 1.25 poo coin and swapped it for fart coin? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of accounting can be a nightmare. But luckily we've got professionals in that space now.
Yeah.
Yourself being one of them.
Yeah, we've got a few, and we've got a few here as well. Like the more the better. There's 25% of Australians own crypto. There's only 5, maybe 10 crypto accountants. I would say 5 main ones. We need more accountants to, that's a fair few million investors in crypto, but there's only 5 or 6 accounting firms. So demand has never been an issue for being a tax accountant in the crypto space. Really, the main challenge that a lot of our firms face is finding the resources to meet the demand. And it's all about, when we're lucky, we've got some good tax calculators that are out there. So which is used to be called Crypto Tax Calculator.
Oh, we know Crypto Tax Calculator.
Yeah, they're our friends. We're awesome.
We're integrated with them on our reserve.
Yeah. So that's a fantastic platform. That's the one that we use daily.
Oh wow, okay.
So we want to use the best platform that's out there, to reconcile our clients' transactions. Sometimes, probably the biggest one that we've had is someone with 1,000 wallet addresses and over 1 million transactions. We're still trying to work our way back and try and figure it out. It's a bit of forensic crypto accounting involved, but the platform we use for that is Crypto Tax Calculator or SUM. But yeah, if you've got a small portfolio and maybe an accountant is a bit too expensive, because us specialists, we do charge a premium for our service.
Of course.
There are alternatives using, signing up to one of these tax calculators like SUM. That can at least, you can sort of navigate your way through. They make it fairly intuitive. So there's no excuse these days really to not report your crypto taxes. So
would you suit, I guess, the investor that uses multiple exchanges, does DeFi as well? Yeah,
honestly, our favorite client is the DeFi degen, who's made a lot of money, millions of dollars in DeFi, and hopefully they've come to us before they've made their millions, because we can then structure them up properly. We can, we might set them up with a trust structure, we might set them up with a company, all different ways that we can minimize their tax bill at the end of the day. So that's our ideal sort of customer, and obviously we get free alpha as well. We're obviously tracing their transactions. We know what they're doing. We sometimes get a few tips from what they're sort of interested in and buying. So it's those are the interesting cases that we like to deal with.
Speaking of free alpha, I'm going to ask for one piece of advice, and for your crazy DeFi degenerate who's got a bit, would you recommend speaking to you before they before they off ramp?
Yeah, before they sell is a good
When you say sell, does that include trades like token for token swaps?
Yeah, so ideally they come speak to us before they start investing big.
Right.
That way we can structure them up. If they haven't and they've gone on their own and they've done their own thing, then the next best time to have a chat with us is before they make a big sale, which could be a crypto-to-crypto transaction, or which is a crypto-to-crypto transaction. So because there still might be a way where we can improve their situation, improve their tax outcome. So an example might be someone's spent 11 months in the market, they've made $1 million,
Who are these people, I swear?
They should be around. I mean, we should be surrounded by them.
It's not me, I'm just saying. And especially if you're watching ATO, it's not me.
Yeah, definitely not us. But they've been holding that asset for 11 months. They're about to realise their $1 million capital gain. We might say to them, hey, if you want to sell, fair enough. But just letting you know, if you do hold for an extra month, half of that gain will be tax-free.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you hold an investment for 12 months or longer, you only get taxed on half the gain. So 500 grand of that gain will be tax-free if they just hold for an extra month. So that's an easy way where we can save someone, 100 or 200 grand just off saying, just wait one more month. They might still decide to sell. Might be like, now's the time to sell. I don't care. The price might, dump at any moment. In which case, we're like, fair enough. You got to wait, but you got to weigh up those options. And as long as that they're aware to make that informed decision, it really is. They could save tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Obviously, the more money you make, the more tax savings we can potentially provide.
I wonder if there's any form of software out there, and if you already have it, that's fine. But to bake some of those calculations into a DApp or into a DEX, that would be the ideal situation.
Ideally, yeah.
Did I just come up with an amazing solution?
I think you want to bleep that out because that's a great idea. But I think the problem with crypto is if you've just got, it moves fast. You've got blockchains, coming out every single month, every single week or day. It's hard to keep up with where degens are moving their money.
Yep.
And there's some blockchains are better than others for tax, for accounting purposes. So, your main ones, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, any of the Ethereum L2s, navigating through that block explorer is pretty nice and smooth. It's very, very transparent, very user-friendly. Using other blockchains, which might have only been around for a month or two, or their teams or the people behind the developers of that blockchain may not have invested too much money in creating a great block explorer for people to sort of navigate through. So to find that ideal product, it's probably going to involve AI, or definitely will involve AI. But yeah, the challenge is keeping up with all these different blockchains that they're not all built the same. So it's not like, you can just apply the same, I guess, parameters or code from one blockchain to the other. Some are just built, unfortunately, different on the bad side of things.
Okay, and from I guess your experience, you probably deal with the ATO fairly commonly. Are they how experienced are they with newer products or newer mechanics within DeFi? So I mean, airdrops and yield.
Yeah, they know all the basics. Like they know like what sort of can go on in DeFi. I mean, the other issue the ATO faces is resources. Right? So
that's what I hear a lot.
You've got millions of Australians investing in crypto. They don't have the ability to audit a million different Australians. So they really target. They have specific groups that they target.
Yep.
Obviously, with limited resources, you want to go for the high net worth individuals, or all the fraudsters as well. So
they'd be busy. They'd be busy. Just those red flags would keep them busy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. So they're underwater at the moment, I imagine. Which is I guess. Luckily at Taxon Chain we haven't had an audit from the ATO ever. We've been reviewed a couple of times, and we've passed with everything's been fine because obviously we do things properly. It is strange to think that we haven't received an audit, but I guess I just put that down to the ATO's got
good
limited
reporting.
resources.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give you guys a plug. Where can we find?
Yeah. So we're at the Oz CryptoCon. We're at booth number 50, right next to the Independent Reserve. But outside of the convention, find us online, taxonchain.com.au or mortgageonchain.com.au. We're on LinkedIn and Twitter and all the other socials. So
awesome.
Plenty of ways to find us.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the chat.
Thanks for having me along.
It's been really enlightening.
Yeah.
And now I know where to come for my tax advice.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Cheers.